Alright everybody, welcome once again to my little show here, Monica at Home, and I am your lovely little chocolate treat of the evening, known as Monica Foster. You probably know me from my official website, www.monicaf.com. Maybe you know me from the site that I made specifically for this broadcast, monicaathome.com, or maybe you just know me as a webcam girl. Maybe you know me from my various adult movie titles out there. Who knows? Maybe you just know me as the girl next door. You never know. But welcome back to the show. I am actually doing this show today as a follow-up to Friday's show. There's actually a tremendous amount of news going on within the adult entertainment industry right now. A tremendous amount. I'm shocked. But if there wasn't any news, then what would I have to talk about here? Nothing. But I guess the top story, or the focus story of news item from last broadcast had to do with Montana Fishburne, the 19-year-old daughter of Laurence Fishburne, who decided to get into porn. Yeah, I personally believed, or do believe, that she was coerced into the idea by some undesirable people who I named last broadcast, and I'm sure I'll name again this broadcast as we continue along. But for those of you who are not aware, if you go to monicaathome.com and you click on the most recent broadcast, which was, let's see, what day was that? That was July 30th, and you look at the news stories, and you click on the links, you will find that Montana Fishburne, without the knowledge, I assume, of her father, Laurence Fishburne, who you know from many of your favorite movies, such as The Matrix, decided to make a sex tape because she decided that since she wanted to make a name for herself in entertainment, she would follow Kim Kardashian's path and make a sex tape. Now, initially it was supposed to just be Montana Fishburne, from what I could tell from the news story, a 3-scene tape released by Vivid. But there has been some news that has been released since then, which states that the Vivid tape will not be her debut porn. Let me just go ahead and read to you guys this article that I found. Actually, it was the same night that I did my last broadcast of Monica at Home. I guess I should have gone to avn.com before I did the broadcast, because I'm going to read this story to you now. It says, more Montana Fishburne footage surfaces. This was posted July 30th by Steve Javers. The story is on avn.com. It's out of Los Angeles, California. Hot on the heels of Vivid Entertainment's announcement that it would distribute a sex tape of Laurence Fishburne's daughter, Montana, Freaky Empire has entered the fray with its own footage of a celebrity offspring. Montana Fishburne, using the stage name Chippy D, appears in an almost 4-hour-long scene with Brian Pumper in Fatty's Rhymes and Dimes, number 14, set to release next week, 2 weeks before Vivid's release on August 18th. Now, if you want to read more of this story, I will post the link on Monica at Home under this broadcast later this evening. Actually, it might be tomorrow morning because it takes a while for me to get this broadcast up on YouTube. But I'm a little bit confused here, and I'm sure many people are confused here. Now, as many of you know, I personally don't believe that anyone needs to release any kind of footage on this girl at this point, because I do not believe that she thoroughly thought out the repercussions of her actions. Now, once again, I know that many of you out there might say that I'm a hypocrite, considering that I've been a porn star myself. However, I was 29 and my father was not Laurence Fishburne. This girl grew up in the entertainment industry. She's young. she's definitely still naive, even though I do perceive her as a fairly intelligent young woman. I don't think that she realized that this would put her family under tremendous scrutiny. This would taint her father's image. This would definitely taint her image, not just professionally, but socially. And that's something I'm going to talk about right now. When you do an adult movie, regardless of whether you're a male or a female, and regardless of how old or young you are, it really limits a lot of things that you can do later in life. It limits your occupational prospects, but on a personal note, it limits your dating prospects. You know, I know that here in America and in many other countries too, we do perceive ourselves as being very open-minded socially, but being that I've lived through this, I'm experiencing this right now, when the mainstream public, when mainstream society, regardless of who it is, finds out that you've worked in the porn industry, though they might be open-minded and they might still give you a chance and like you or dislike you, they do look at you differently. Dating-wise, it's going to be very difficult for Montana at this point. She's only 19. She hasn't really dated yet. She's not a real adult yet. I know technically, legally, she is an adult. You're an adult over the age of 18. But, I mean, she can't even legally drink yet. You know, at this point, a lot of, she's going to find later on, and I could be wrong, but I do believe that she's going to find later on that a lot of people that she might have wanted to date it, or that might have definitely wanted to date her, might rethink things. You know, she's going to find that there's going to be a lot of people who just look at her differently in the dating circuit and in the social circuit. I definitely wish Montana the best at this point. I'm going to go on with this news story because there's some more developments here that are interesting that aren't even in the mainstream news yet. But I do feel that Vivid should have passed on this one because they have really limited a lot of things for Montana at this point. Yes, some doors might have opened, but many other doors have closed. And also this has, I'm sure, affected her family tremendously. But anyway, here's another update in regards to this whole sex tape release or sex video release development in regards to Miss Montana Fishburne. Now, if you go to MikeSouth.com, and let me go ahead and put the URL in the chat room. Now, Mike South really has his finger on the pulse of the adult entertainment industry. He writes a lot of interesting editorials. He links up to a very good friend of mine, Miss Julie Meadows, who writes some very interesting blogs as well. Now, Mike South wrote a very interesting commentary, and he also posted some pictures which TMZ, this isn't just an adult industry news story, TMZ has picked up the story too, and TMZ is national, you know, it's mainstream entertainment gossip. But let me read to you part of Mike South's blog. Now this one is from August 1st, 2010. It says, I'm told that Steve Hirsch over at Vivid has a red face right now, red as in furious.